Hello Libra, and welcome to your May 2021 astrological chat. Thank you for joining me here on Gift of Astro Gab. And we are looking into your May, all the aspects. May is looking like an extension of April, but with a more extroverted April. I mean, in April we did do a lot of things. There was a lot of movement, but there was more internal action going on. And I believe in May, the first half of May is going to be quite, I don't want to say passive, it's going to be more relaxing, I feel, and just kind of a time of respite. And it's going to feel really a little bit more relaxed. Now, on the second half of May, we are having a lot more action, a lot more, shift happening in the world and our own lives, and just more actionable process. So, with that intro, let's get into your month of May. Okay, Libra, and for your first, for the 2nd of May, we have Mercury in Taurus trining Pluto in Capricorn. Now, with this, we see this in your 8th and 4th houses. So, between your 8th and your 4th house, we have communicative Mercury in beneficial aspect to transformative Pluto in Capricorn in your 4th house. So, there is a communication internally, or also could be with another person or their resources, really benefiting you in your home life. Are you getting alone? Are you getting some kind of benefit from another person, or working through a trauma, communicating with yourself to benefit your home? Maybe it's a move you're wanting to do, or something to do with family, communicating with them, and this is all very beneficial. Healing to do with family as well, and transformation happening here. Now, on the 2nd, Venus in Taurus is sextiling Neptune in Pisces. So another beneficial, kind of like an action benefit between the loving Venus and beneficial Venus to Neptune and Pisces in your 6th. So in your 8th house, Venus is there, and it's reforming you. It's like transforming you from within, and it's really benefiting your day-to-day life. It's giving you more imagination again for your day-to-day life, or in your work life. It's giving you that beautiful boost, healing from a trauma, or maybe gaining another person's resource, or another person's trust even, and making you, healing your day-to-day, bringing you new imaginations for the day-to-day as well. Now on May 3rd, at 10:49 p.m., Mercury's entering Gemini, and that's in your 9th house. Now, with that, it's Mercury in Gemini is in its domicile, so it's working more smoothly. Now, when I say 10:49 p.m. Eastern, that's Eastern time. And now for Western time, for Pacific time, adjust accordingly. For any other time, that should be 7:49 p.m. For Mercury entering Gemini on the May 3rd, Pacific time. Now, earlier in that day, on the 3rd of May, there was Mercury in Taurus, and it was squaring Jupiter in Aquarius. So now this is between your 8th and your 5th house. So where is there a communication within you? Internal dialogue, or dialogue from a person, a friend and their resources, or a friend and something that they are adding to you. Where is there some kind of communication happening? I feel like this is internal, and where can you expand in a creative way, in a fun way, a resolution here between you and another person or their trust or their resources. And also could be, you're creatively forming a trust, or it could be a loan from a friend or some kind of help. And you're expanding in creative ways to find that within another person. Whether it's help, whether it's healing within yourself and it's giving you more creativity, that's another possibility. Now, on the same day, the sun and its vital energy is in your 8th house in Taurus, squaring Saturn in Aquarius. So the structuring of your creativity, and 5th house is also your children. So there could be a structuring taking place with them as well, because of some transformation that's going on within you, or another person's resources for you, helping that out. And squares are actionable. They may feel like a little bit of a nudge, to action. So this is squares get things done, and they bring you to a place, and it's more concrete. So that's a good thing. Now on May 5th at 1:13 a.m. East Coast time, which is 12:11:10 p.m. May 4th Pacific time, there's Jupiter quintiling Uranus, and this is between your 5th and 8th houses. So there is a big emphasis on 5th and 8th houses, so creativity and possibly the transformation of a trauma through creative aspects or creative energy, or your children helping you as well through that. Or it could be a creative way you are gaining resources from another person, and those kinds of things. Now, the quintile is an energy of, there's anxiety there, but there's also great excitement, and that can prompt a lot of people for movement, you know what I mean? So that's a wonderful thing for you as well, Libra. Now on the 6th, we have Venus in Taurus, and it's trining Pluto in Capricorn, between your 8th and your 4th house. Now, Venus is a benevolent, beneficial aspect, and the trine is very harmonious. So there's something happening in your 8th house with the healing, with the trauma moving through, or if not that, it's another person's resources, or some kind of psychological thing, which is gaining love, which is gaining in love, gaining in understanding, gaining in value, to help you transform your home, to transform your home and family life, to dig deeper and be more passionate towards it as well. This is a beautiful thing for you, Libra. So now on May 6th, we have at 1:33 p.m., which is 12:11:10 p.m. May 6th, 10 a.m. May 6th, Pacific time, 1:33 p.m. Eastern time. We have the North Node, and it's sextiling Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's healing. It's really nice that way. And the North Node is your destiny. It's kind of like where you're heading, an energy that you're heading to embody more in this life. And yours is it's not there for every one of you, but right now it's in Gemini for you in your 9th house. So there's a sense of destiny in gaining perspective, or traveling to find new perspective, to learn something more, for higher learning. And Chiron's there in the 7th house, kind of egging you on, kind of seeking for you to rise to the occasion through healing of trauma with partnerships. This is the 7th house, one-on-one relationships. So, yeah, you're gaining this new perspective, and it's helping you heal those. And that's a wonderful thing. Now, May 8th, we have at 4:51 a.m., which is 3:01 a.m. Pacific Coast time, and 4:51 a.m. Eastern time. We have Ceres, the asteroid of agriculture, of bountiful plenitude of kind of like the nurturing, mothering, the way the earth brings the bounty, the bountiful harvest. This is that wonderful energy from this asteroid. And now it's in your 8th house. So you're gaining a springtime back in your 8th house of regeneration, of the deep psyche. There's this healing idea, this nurturing. Now on the 8th, again, later that day at 10:01 p.m., which is 9:87 p.m. Pacific time, 10:01 p.m. Eastern time, Venus is entering Gemini, and Venus loves to be there. It's one of its more adequate places and placements, and it's there in your 9th house. So you're getting this loving aspect, this beneficial aspect in that 9th house. It could be towards travel or towards higher learning, gaining new perspectives, and just higher view in your world. That's really good for you. Now on the 11th, we have 2 aspects. The first being beneficial as well is Mars in Cancer, and that's nurturing action in sextile to Uranus in Taurus. Now Mars in Cancer is in your 10th house, and Uranus in Taurus is in your 8th. So you have some kind of nurturing action from an authority figure, or it could be a parent, or 10th house is also your career or your goals, or there's action coming from there. There's some kind of invigoration coming from that place, and benefiting that 8th house, revolutionizing the healing that's going on, revolutionizing your deep psyche, your emotional transformations, your relationships, resources from other people. It's kind of seeking to just find some kind of actionable resolution there. So that's wonderful. Now on May 11th as well, we have at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is 12 p.m. noon Pacific time, we have the new moon in Taurus, and that's in your 8th house. So this is amazing. This is like new horizons for you guys. You are planting new seeds in that 8th house. You are saying, it is time to move forward in the sense of, in a deep sense, whether it be in a trauma or, whether it be with other people's resources or your relationships, the resources you have with other people. There are new seeds you're planting here in Taurus, and Taurus is very loving and nurturing. And it's looking like in the future it could bring you a lot better things, and any new intentions are really good to build upon as well. Now on the 12th, we have Mercury in Gemini in its domicile, trining in harmonious aspect Saturn in Aquarius, and that's between your 9th and 5th house. So you have communication internally or from other people or from a higher learning from school, or it could be from travel or ideas you're getting from that. And it's in harmonious flow in restructuring your life with your children, or your life. 5th house is also not just children, but it's your dating life. It's like a playful energy. So a lot of times it's associated with playful dating, having fun, dating somebody, just having a good time, or your creativity in life. And so this new perspective is giving you great energy to structure that, to structure a dating life again, or to structure your playful time with your children. And that's really wonderful for you, Libra. So now on the 13th, May 13th, at 6:36 p.m., Jupiter is entering Pisces, and benevolent, expansive Jupiter is entering Pisces in your 6th house. So there's a huge benefit here. 6th house is also your health. It's also your day-to-day life, or a job that's very day-to-day. And you're getting this benefic there, blessing it. It's bringing you a lot of good energy from it, the resonance of this planet for you guys. So now on the 13th as well, another benefic aspect, with the Sun in Taurus, with a lot of vitality, sextiling and a working benefic aspect to Neptune and Pisces in your 6th house. So this is from your 8th house, all this vitality, this renewed sense of, working through trauma or gaining resources from an outside source. It could be like, I don't know if it's from a job or if it's from just help you're getting. I don't know if it's government or whatever, but it is. It's stimulating in an imaginative way, in a very creative way, your life, your day-to-day life, your health, and it's giving you a lot of that extra vitality and energy for that. So on the 17th, a few days later, we have the Sun in Taurus, and it's trining Pluto in Capricorn. That is between your 8th and your 4th house. So again, this 8th house emphasis, and the Sun in Taurus is vitality, and it's an uber harmonious flow with the transformation going on in your home or with your family. So this is very healing. This is very wonderful, and you're getting this new perspective as well that you've had, and it's helping to heal you and to bring you resources again from these relationships. Now on May 19th, 3:12 p.m. Eastern Time, or noon, which is 12:12 p.m. Pacific Time, you're getting a new moon. I'm sorry, it's not a new moon, it's just a moon in Leo, and it's at the 29th degree. So I think that's why it's emphasized here, and that's in your 11th house. 29 degrees Leo is very, it's a very strong Leo feel. So this is social media. This is the 11th house is social media. It's online platforms. It's large organizations and groups of friends, and you're feeling the moon is emotional, but it's seems like it's a wonderful emotion. Maybe you're calling up friends or figuring something out there. And with the night on the 19th as well, we have Venus in Gemini, trining Saturn in Aquarius. This is very beneficial here. Now, Venus in Gemini, there's a sense of love from your higher perspective, from traveling, or from something new that you're learning, and it's benefiting your structures, again, with your children, or in your dating life, or in your creative life itself. Maybe you're ready to go out and have fun with this aspect. So on May 20th, the next day, we have at 3:37 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 12:37 p.m. around noon Pacific Time. The Sun is entering Gemini. Vitality, it's like a fluttering vitality. It's like a butterfly in a garden. Now, that's in your 9th house, so you're getting all these new beliefs, you're getting all this new perspective gained, light to that house, which is, you could be wanting to travel, wanting to move around with this. So that's happening on the 20th. And now there is that energy, and then on the 21st, we have the first of, because for this last week or so of May, we have squares, which are aspects of their function. They're like the nudge in the aspect world. They're not so much like the trine or the sextile, which is just, the trine is the most free-flowing energy, and then sextile is like working, free-flowing energy. The square can be like a nudge or like an alarm clock going off in the morning, and it's not always pleasant right at first, but it's like lifting weights. You lift the weight, it's not always the easiest, but it builds the muscle. If we didn't have it, we wouldn't get stronger. So the square, it gives us the muscle. It makes us move forward, truly, and in a very mattified way, in a very concrete way. So with that, yes, it's happening between your 9th and your 6th house. So all this vitality in your beliefs and everything is kind of working with the 6th house, your day-to-day. So you have all this illumination in your mind and for your higher knowledge. And Jupiter is very benefic and very reasonable and wanting to expand on these ideas. So it's like, how can we work on your day to day to match all this vitality that you're having? You know, maybe in your day to day, you're just getting this new energy from Jupiter, and you're like, okay, let's structure this. Let's figure out how we're going to match this, or traveling and day to day, or higher learning and day to day. It could be a new class in the schedule you're fitting into it. So yeah. Now the next day on the 22nd, we have Mercury in Gemini, and it's squaring Neptune in Pisces. This is between your 9th and your 6th house again. So there's this dialogue going on, literally, with Mercury, the planet of communication, and it's squaring Neptune in Pisces, saying, hey, like, wake up, we need you to imagine a wonderful structure for your day-to-day life, or a new job that works well with your new beliefs and your new life. This could be that as well. All this on the 21st and the 21st and the 22nd. Or how can your beliefs match your health routine? Or how can we get, this traveling we're doing to work out with a day-to-day health routine or a job? So this is looking really good. It's a shift and it's a nudge, but it's for the best, and it's really could be very good in general. So on May 23rd at 5:19 a.m. Eastern Time, and 2:19 a.m. Pacific Time. Many of you guys will be asleep already, but a big thing is happening, which Saturn is turning retrograde. And when Saturn turns retrograde, it's reviewing, it's revising the structures that we implement, the discipline in that house. And for you, it's the 5th house. So it's asking, it's looking through, how have you structured your 5th house? How have you structured your life with your children? How have you structured your life, your creative life, especially if you're in a creative field? How have you structured your dating life? With your dating life, if you're like a single parent, how are you structuring taking care of your children and then dating as well? And how are you working that out? So it's those types of ideas. Now on May 26th, 3 days later, we have a huge event, and that's at 7:14 a.m. Many people are just waking up. That's Eastern Time, but in the West Coast, in Pacific Time, it's 4:14 a.m. Many of us will be asleep. And this is a full moon total lunar eclipse. So with the full moon total lunar eclipse, that's in your 3rd house. It's in 5 degrees Sag in your 3rd house. So it's a big, it's a huge event for your house of communication. Your 3rd house is communication. It's short distance travel. It's media as well. Like, how is your life shifting? Like, where are there in your communications? What is ending and what is beginning? An eclipse is like, it brings it. It's like a transition, quick transition, or a transition, sharp transition out of something and into something else. So who are you communicating with now, and who are you not? And in this new life, and how are you working with your communications or your personal communications? What change are you making there, and what change is happening with the way you communicate as well? Now, on the 27th, we have Venus in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces. This is between your 9th and your 6th house. This is all towards the end of the month. Now, Venus is a benefic planet, and Neptune as well, so they seek for compromise, especially with Venus there, between that 9th and 6th house. So there's this love you have for this higher perspective, this higher knowledge that you have, and you're finding a way, maybe you're nudging your creativity in your day-to-day life to understand this new loving philosophy you have. So it's a creative energy, and you're finding a new way to do your day-to-day life. You're finding a new job, maybe, to work with your new beliefs. Now, on May 29th at 6:34 p.m. Eastern Time, or 3:34 p.m. Pacific Time, Mercury going retrograde. Mercury is going retrograde in your ninth house. And with this, it's everything, reviewing, revising your communications with regards to your ninth house, which is higher learning, travel, your beliefs. You're saying, like, all these new beliefs I have, all this new philosophy, like, is it solid? Is it, are there kinks in it? Like, so you're revising the whole system of your new communications and your new beliefs, the intricacies. And you're seeing, like, okay, well, where are there some knots that need to be smoothed out? And so when Mercury goes direct, you have way smoother communications, way smoother learning abilities, higher knowledge, philosophy. Now, the fact that on the same day Mercury in Gemini is conjunct Venus in Gemini, it kind of has like a blessing for this Mercury retrograde. Venus is there as a helper to Mercury going retrograde in its own sign, saying, I'm going to help you. Let's work. It's a Mercury retrograde that's probably going to, not saying it's not going to be without its technical difficulties, cars needing this or that. Like sometimes Mercury rules, like, cars, like you maybe need to fix something with your car, an electrical issue, or your phone or something, your computer's going haywire. But with Venus there and Mercury in its domicile, things seem to work to fix themselves more smoothly. And again, that's in your ninth, with ninth house aspects as well, which could be travel. Like you're booking a flight or you're booking travel, and there's some snags there. But with Venus there, it gets worked out a lot better than other Mercury retrogrades and more smoothly. Now, on the final day of May, another beneficial aspect between your 10th and your 6th house, which is Mars in Cancer, trining Neptune in Pisces. Now, there's a nurturing action working in free flow with some kind of creativity, some kind of imagination in your 6th house. So between your 10th and your 6th house. So there's a nurturing action coming from your career, your goals. There's a nurturing inspiration that's making you feel and calling you to action with regards to your day-to-day life and being more creative in that day-to-day life. Being more compassionate. There's a higher love here in your day-to-day life. So yeah, all these new goals are inspiring you to be more compassionate, more loving with your day-to-day life and your health as well. Your health routine, to be more creative with it all. So this month is looking very auspicious and very healing. There's great shift, and I really appreciate you guys joining and being part of this channel. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like, share, comment, all those good things. And I really hope you guys have a beautiful May, and all these shifts are smooth for you and beautiful and well working. So yeah, we'll see you guys in June, and thank you so much for being here. So thank you, and have a great May.